Right there, that's me. How's it going, guys? Token Vaping. So today's juice review is on a singular flavor that I was able to get. I'm always on the lookout for just trying different flavors, trying different companies, trying different types of flavors, things like that. Not only to broaden my vaping preferences and tastes, but also to let more and more people know what else is out there, what other variations of flavors are out there that they may like. Just because you specifically like one type of flavor doesn't mean that you're not going to like any version of that flavor or any other form of that flavor. So it's a little bit of what I'm trying to do. So this is a single flavor. I just figured I'd get it done and out of the way. I am fortunate enough that I have a few newer flavors and lines that I'm trying to bring into my rotation of videos. So I'm just trying to get through some of the single flavor ones or the final flavors of ones that I have, just to make some room. And since I'm trying to shorten the amount of time each of my videos are, it just lets me devote a little more time to the flavor itself, but it does tend to stretch out the amount of time it takes me to get through flavors, which is why, every so often I try to break up the norm and just get certain flavors over and done with, so to speak, just if it's the only flavor for that line. And the one that I'm talking about today is Lemon Dead. And yes, that is the logo, that is the name. It is called Lemon Dead. If you remember being a kid, there's a specific type of candy that pretty much sounds like that. You're gonna know what it is, especially going by the shape here. It just wasn't a skull-looking form of it. It was a more non-skullish version. But this is manufactured by Bad Drip Labs. If you recognize the name, it's because they are responsible for a few other solid quality lines that I've done reviews on. They do use the same lab for this one. It is based in New York, so it is available also on baddistribution.com. They do have an Instagram and a Facebook. I don't believe they have their own website for this, which is why it's available through Bad Distribution, just because it is the single flavor by itself. It's kind of a standalone. It is in a 60 ml bottle, and it is offered in a 0, 3, and a 6, and it is a 70-30 mix. So because it's a candy flavor, I have pre-reservations that it's going to be a bit strong more on the PG side, so I'm expecting a throat hit, just because candy flavors tend to be lighter, and flavor-wise, they tend to be if you're going to compare it, tend to be a little bit harsher as far as throat hit and flavor as compared to clouds and more smoothness. So we'll definitely check that out on this. Now, as you can see, it does come with a child safety cap. Now, I don't believe I got a nozzle tip with this one. I did have a spare one that should work for this. If not, if you're used to using just regular unicorn bottles, that's always, in my opinion, that's always the better option, just because they're easier to use. They're a lot easier to transport around. They don't take up as wide of a spot as like something like this would, either in your pocket or in a pouch or something like that. A lot of companies now are starting to switch over to like the Chubby Gorilla unicorn bottles and things like that. So it's not unusual to still see ones in like regular size bottles. This is plastic, by the way, it's not glass. But it's just, if you're used to using a unicorn bottle, it's always definitely a better choice. But it is a first vape, first review, as it is a child safety cap on here, which it will be going on fresh cotton that I just wicked. And as always, that cotton, yes, it's Texas Tough Cotton. It just works really well. I've been using it for so long now that I'm just comfortable with it. It's basically kind of become my cotton. I like it mainly because, especially, and it'll be interesting to try on this type of a candy flavor, it doesn't have a very strong cottony taste, and if there is a slight bit of one, it doesn't last very long, so I get a lot of flavor right off the bat, which is the main reason why I like using it. But I'll put the link for that in the comment box below. So this is the bottle. There is the name, there is the logo picture. It does have the warning and ingredient labeling right in here, and as you can see there is the nicotine level. As I said, it does come in a 0, 3, and a 6, and there's the 60 ml size. So it does pop, but it's basically supposed to be lemon pieces sprinkled with a Sweet Tart dust. So it's basically supposed to be lemon candy flavor with sourness to it. So we will see. But going ahead and popping this open, and that's literally what it smells like, is lemon candy. Very strong, very potent. It has a very citrusy lemon rind smell to it. but it literally just smells like lemon candy with a bit of tartness. So it's so far right off the bat, it definitely stands up, lives up to what it's supposed to smell like, going by the flavor profile. And as I stated, it is a 70-30, so it should be pretty solid and strong on flavor. I'm just kind of concerned as far as what type of a throat hit it's going to have. Generally, I tend to stay with flavors that don't have much of one, if at all. Just not specifically because of just that, but most of my flavor choices are more dessert or custody style flavors that I vape on a daily basis. And that's just me personally. Everybody's got their own preference and their own style, so it might be different for somebody else. If you are a fan of candy flavors though, this might be something that would be worth investigating or trying out for yourself. So I went ahead, did a pre-burn on that. Going to go ahead and cap this up. And as always, I'm vaping at 75 watts, and this is Lemon Dead. Okay, so for a 70-30, the clouds are actually pretty decent, especially for a candy flavor. A lot of candy flavors that I have tried, the clouds have been kind of wispy just because it's more about flavor when it comes to candy style vapes than it is about clouds. But for a 70-30 mix and for being a candy style vape, the clouds are actually pretty decent. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more hits just to make sure that I was able to get the full flavor out of this, and it wasn't just because it was fresh cotton. Okay, so I mean, nothing, I'm gonna be honest with you, nothing super different about it. It is a candy flavor. It is a lemon flavored candy. I'll be honest though, I am actually kind of surprised on two fronts with this. One, the tartness of it is not as strong as I was expecting it. It's not a make your face pucker type sourness. It does give it just a bit so that it kind of makes the lemon flavor pop a bit more to emulate that candy flavor, but not enough to where it's overly strong. It's not overpowering, so it actually makes it a bit more enjoyable. It makes it a bit more smoother, and it does make it a bit something that you can actually vape all day instead of just in short bursts, because of how strong the tartness and everything and the sourness of it is. The other thing that I'm actually kind of impressed with is there is a slight throat hit. And honestly, I haven't really come across many candy flavors that don't have at least a small hit of one. There is a slight throat hit, but it is really minute. I mean, it is basically, it would be if you have a tickle in your throat that's about to make you cough. It's not super strong. It's not a deal breaker if you're not a fan of throat hits. I don't like throat hits at all, but this isn't something that that after trying now, I'm like, I absolutely cannot vape that. The only reason why I may not have this in my normal rotation is just because I'm not a candy vape person. But overall, for what it is and being a candy vape, it's actually a pretty solid flavor. So if you are interested and you like the lemon style candy, definitely check out Lemon Dead. You can go to baddistribution.com. It is available for sale on there, as it is on a bunch of other websites. If you have a specific one that you prefer, more than likely they probably have access to it as well. But definitely check them out. They are on Instagram and Facebook as well. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do myself to make vaping more enjoyable and enhance it more for you, it's the only reason why I do this. So regardless of whatever it is, whether it's a question, a comment, concern, a specific video that you're interested in seeing, definitely let me know. I will do everything in my power to make that happen as best I can. But until next time, no matter what, always remember, morning, noon, or night, truly love yourself, vape on, vape strong, and have a good one, guys.